Welcome to the real-time setting tutorial for Keyshot. These settings determine what you see in your real-time view and can be accessed from the project window under the Settings tab. The first parameter to consider is resolution. If you know your final rendering output will be, for example, 8.5 by 11, it's good practice to set this and lock aspect to maintain proportions when the window is scaled. You can also log the resolution at a particular size so that it will be constant at all times. Brightness and gamma settings shall not be confused with your environment settings. These adjustments are post processes, so the image does not require recalculation when the values are changed. For realistic results, it is best to keep these values at default. However, for dark objects or scenes, you might want to bump up your gamma value to bring out lost detail. By decreasing the gamma value, you can see that the object appears darker, but also the realism is lost. That's why for this object particularly, the gamma setting can be somewhere between 0.7 to 1. Performance mode can be enabled by checking the box or by pressing Alt plus P for Windows or Opt plus P for Mac. This helps the real-time view to res up faster by avoiding shadows and ray bounces. Under quality mode, you can adjust the ray bounces that occur in your scene. This applies mainly to glass, liquid, or other transparent materials. So I'm going to change it back to its original default value. If these values are too low, light does not penetrate the transparent object. These settings will be reflected in the final render output. So for most effective render out, increase this only if no changes are visible to the render. Increasing shadow quality will also increase render time, and also so before increasing this, decrease your ground size in your environment tab first. You can also switch on your ground reflection for better effect. Here you cannot see the reflection happening because the ground plane is still at a higher level and the render is still far away from realistic. You can see some changes happening to the ground size as I decrease it, and you can see a slight reflection happening. Self shadows refer to those cast onto the model. For realistic effects, this should remain enabled. Global illumination refers to indirect light bouncing between 3D geometry. Although this does increase render time, it should typically be enabled for realistic effects, especially when working with transparent materials and physical lights. But since in this scene we do not have that, I am going to switch it off to decrease render time. Finally, ground illumination is the indirect light bouncing in between 3D geometry and the ground. You can see the effect happening on the ground plane. This can be used for glow effects or for neon effects in an object, but we do not need that right now, so I'm going to turn it off. Also, I'm going to increase the brightness a little bit and also increase the gamma. Actually play around with the settings a little bit to maintain realism. Also, I'm going to set an appropriate view and prepare to render. Lesson 10: Using backplates. Welcome to the Using Backplates tutorial for Keyshot. With Keyshot, using photographs to digital images as backplates is a fast and easy way to enhance your scene. Under the Environments tab in the project window, you can choose to display the scene background as your applied lighting environment, a solid color, or a backplate image. Open your library and navigate to the Backplates tab. Simply drag and drop into your real-time view. Or you can go to Library and go under the Backplates tab and drop a backplate into the real-time window. When adjust brightness is enabled, the backplate will be affected by the brightness and gamma adjustment found in the setting tab. I am now going to try to place the object onto the table backplate so that the image can be ready to render. I'm going to try matching the perspective and also the ground plane. Now you can clearly see the reflection happening on the table. Go to Edit, Preferences and General and enable Adjust Aspect Ratio to Backplate. Now when a new backplate is applied, your real-time view will automatically adjust, eliminating the black bars you see otherwise. I'm going to now increase the brightness a little bit and also play around with the gamma setting. Backplates are completely independent of your environment. So in this case, we will want to find a matching HDRI and then apply it. This environment fits best to the scene. When using photographs as backplates, it is important to be aware of the focal length used for the shot to ensure accuracy. The outdoor backplate included in Keyshot call out the focal length in the file name, so now we know to set our camera accordingly. So the focal length for this is 70 mm. Use the ground grid in the environments tab as references to align with the perspective, and now we are ready to render. Keyshot makes using photographs and digital images as backplates a fast, easy, and accurate way to enhance your 3D render.